Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the American Music Fan coming at you with my seventh Beatles review. I've already reviewed Please Please Me through Rubber Soul, so if you want to check any of those out, or if you want to check out my Beatles box set review, that would be great. If not, that's fine, because you are here to watch the Revolver album review. Like I said, this album came out in 1966 in August. This was the seventh album by the Beatles, featuring lots of classics, actually. This has got to be one of my favorite Beatles albums. I know Rubber Soul's my favorite, but this one has got to be up there too. Yellow Parlophone disc, per usual. Um, at this point, when this album came out, the Beatles had ended touring because they were kind of getting bothered and annoyed by all the screaming and stuff. So at this point, they had stopped touring and were able to. Well, see, I think what happened was they did the Shea Stadium show pretty close to the. This album came out. Moral of the story: this album came out after they were done touring. So, yeah, this album was their first non-touring effort. It features a lot of really good songs and a lot of songs that a lot of people like, but I don't like. First, we have Taxman, which is probably one of my favorite George Harrison songs. It's about, obviously, like a tax collector guy, and he's just talking about how, cheap they are and how stupid and, all the unfairness. Next, we have the really overrated, in my opinion. No, don't be mad, but I just don't like this song. Next, we have Eleanor Rigby, which, it's one of their most well-known songs. And I get it's good, but it's one of my least favorite Beatles songs. Just based on the thing, like, I don't know, something about it just doesn't really call to me very much. I don't know, it's just not that great. I'm Only Sleeping is a very good song by John Lennon. They call him lazy, but they leave him where he is because he's only sleeping. So that's okay. So yeah, that's a great song. This album was actually, again, their kind of foray into kind of more psychedelic type music and more thought out and revolutionary music on this one. Like next one, Love You Too, sorry, which is a George Harrison. That's a very, he uses a lot of different noises and sounds and instruments on that one too. It's good. It's very experimental, that one is. But I like it. It's a good song. Next we have another lovely Paul McCartney ballad, as, the last couple. You can see these trends that Paul writes these really good love songs. This one is Here, There, and Everywhere. This song, seriously, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh my god, that is the best love song I've ever heard. It's a really good love song. It really, I don't know. It just shows Paul McCartney's, his talent as a love songwriter as well as everything else. I just think Paul's the best of all time, so, yeah. Then we have Yellow Submarine. Nobody's ever heard that one before either, sung by Ringo. I always like to joke around with my friends and my family about this song. I always like to say, like, yeah, I bet, John and Paul were just like, Ringo, sing this one, Ringo. Ringo gets in the studio, he's really doing it. He's doing it. It's about a submarine, that one is, Yeah, so I thought that was, I always say that just because there's no way they could have been, serious about that one. It's about a submarine, come on. So, yeah, I don't like that song. I don't know. I just don't like it that much. The title describes it all. It's about a submarine and a bunch of people who go live in a yellow submarine. Ringo really likes to sing songs about people going underneath the water and living in stuff. So, yeah. She Said is another really good song. Kind of a darker one again by John. Like She Said, I know what it's really like to be dead. I know what it is to be sad. Another kind of darker one about obviously this girl who's telling him all this stuff about dark stuff. So another really good John song. I have to say on this one, John and Paul, they really are neck and neck. I mean, on some of these albums, it's clear like, all right, John had the better songs, or all right, Paul had the better songs. Like, but this one, they're really neck and neck with each other as far as great songs go. I listened to this album a lot, uh, and I mean, they really seem to be battling. This is kind of, I think, 66 through like 60. I think 66 forward is when they were all just in their prime songwriting condition. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really like a lot of John's solo work. I like some of it, but not a lot of it. Paul's is really good in my mind, but not a lot of people like Wings, I guess, which I don't understand. I love Wings, but I'll get into some Wings reviews too eventually. So yeah, she said another great song. I just think that John was probably in his peak when he was with the Beatles. Good Day Sunshine, another Paul McCartney ballad kind of thing. You know, it's just another really happy, good feeling song. I like to listen to that song when I'm just in a really good mood and just want to hear a fun, good song. Um, it's a good song. I like that song. Another good love one by good old Paul on this album. Then we have And Your Bird Can Sing, which is another John one. And I love this song too. I mean, basically what he's singing about is, don't let your possessions weigh you down. Um, just, don't, yeah. Um, this girl kind of bragging about a lot of stuff, but she can't seem to get John bagged. So yeah, then we have For No One, which is another great Paul McCartney ballad. This is kind of a sadder song about a girl who left a guy, and then he's kind of sad about it, and you know, she no longer needs you, and all that kind of good stuff there. Another great song. I mean, this album, I will stand by this. I might not like Yellow Submarine, but let's face it, that's probably Ringo's defining moment. It's not my favorite Ringo song, personally, but as far as like success goes, that's got to be Ringo's, you know, his most, you know, well-known song. Then we have, hold on a minute here, Dr. Robert, which is a really good song as well. I really like the chorus on that song. Really good singing. I don't know exactly what they're singing about. What is Dr. Robert a doctor of? I'm not sure. But, yeah, another good one. Sung by John. I Want to Tell You. For a long time, I really never liked this song by George, but, as of late, I've been really starting to like it a lot more lately, and now it's probably up there with my favorite ones on the album, too. It's a really good song, about, obviously, it's kind of like the same principle as I've Just Seen a Face, in a way. I mean, obviously, one sung by Paul, one sung by George, but, they're different songs, but they're still both awesome songs. Yeah. So then we have Got to Get You Into My Life by, obviously, Mr. McCartney there. Um, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting ahead of myself. Everything I just said about that, I want to tell you. Let me put that on Got to Get You Into My Life, because I think that was the one where it was, uh, I Was Alone, I Took her. Yeah, okay, Got to Get You Into My Life is the one that's kind of like I've Just Seen a Face. So it's kind of the sequel to I've Just Seen a Face from Help. Uh, I Want to Tell You is good, though. The only thing I didn't like about it is there's some clashing piano in there that I didn't really like the piano too much on that song. Um, but it's still a good song, good lyrics and stuff. Got to Get You Out of My Life is like a faster, I don't want to say heavier, but it is a little bit louder than I've Just Seen a Face. Obviously, I've Just Seen a Face is just acoustic, but this one is still good too. I like I've Just Seen a Face better. I'm kind of impartial to that song, but still good. And the closer on this album is a John song, Tomorrow Never Knows, which of all the documentaries I watch on Beatles stuff, I mean, everyone always talks about like this song really, like, because the Beatles weren't touring. Are they done? I mean, are they gonna stop making albums even? Are they gonna, you know? So this one was like Tomorrow Never Knows was kind of like, oh my gosh, really? Tomorrow Never Knows? I really want Tomorrow to know, but obviously they did make more, so that's good. But yeah, Tomorrow Never Knows is a good song. A lot of, again, instrumental, a lot of different instruments. Not an instrumental song, but there's a lot of different instrumental breakthroughs and experiments in that song that are really good. Um, so yeah, if I had to pick a weak point on this album, I would say it'd be Yellow. Personally, in my personal opinion, just based on me, I'd say the weak point is either Eleanor Rigby or Yellow Submarine, which is ironic because those are probably the two most popular songs on this album. And Eleanor Rigby, I think it's just because, I've heard it so many times maybe, but I just don't really like it anymore, even if I used to like it. Opinions change, I guess. But yeah, so anyway, that was my review of the Beatles' seventh album, Revolver, the cover by the man named Klaus, the German bass player Klaus. So yeah, that was my review of the Beatles' Revolver. Alright, so next time, Sergeant Pepper. Alright, see you later, guys. Bye.